Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome back, dear students. We have our last part of our enrichment. So alhamdulillah, we have studied the 4 units of the semester. Unit 5, do you really need it? Unit 6, the gender divide. Unit 7, everyone makes mistakes. And Unit 8, which is against the odds. Now, alhamdulillah, we have finished our semester, our lessons. We have reached the very end of our enrichment for the day. So we are going to just pass by our Unit 8, against the odds. We are going to also revise and see what we have. Now, to start the revision here, I have this sentence. We have, since we are talking about the end of the semester here, I just want to share. Teaching my students is so enjoyable that I feel sad the semester is about to end. Now, since we are talking about structures in our enrichment, I do have the word so. Teaching my students is so. What did we take in the lesson? Now, we said that there is another part in the sentence. So we have here, so enjoyable that I feel. And you can see that we have enjoyable is actually an adjective, and this is also a part that we study. So let's just recall together and revise. Now we're going to start with the grammar lesson of Unit 8. You can see that we studied so that or such that. Now, just to remind you that, of course, so that do not come after each other, but there is a complete structure or a complete sentence. So, such and so make the meaning of an adjective or an adverb stronger. Now, when I say that I am so happy, we have here, it makes my sentence stronger than just saying I am happy. Such that and so that are used to show cause and effect. Now, this is one thing that we studied. So what is the correct form? Do you remember what is the correct form? I just mentioned that, of course, so and such do not come after that, or that actually doesn't come after them. So what is the correct form? Do you remember, what did we say about the structure of the sentence? Now, we can use either such plus the adjective, noun, and that. So, for example, it was such a strange experience to see my old friend again that I was speechless. So you can see that they do not follow after each other, but they are very important parts of the sentence. Jake is such a determined person that he always manages to succeed. We also studied using so. So we have the same idea or the same meaning. We have here so plus the adjective or the adverb plus that. Now, for example, finding my keys on the beach was so unlikely that I was shocked when I spotted them. And we also have another example. He ran so quickly that he won the race. We also studied using either so with many or few plus the plural count noun plus that. So let's just recall what we have here. We discovered so many similarities between our lives that it almost frightened us. Another example, so few people were accepted into the school that it's amazing we both got in. So you can see that we have here the complete structure in a complete sentence. Also, we studied another part. So, using much or little plus the non-count now plus that. So you can just revise here the parts or the structure form. Is it the same as we have here? You can see that I have so much homework, noun count, that I won't be able to go out tonight. The other sentence, he had so little training, also non-count, that no one thought he would be accepted to the energy company. And if you recall that we also studied that sometimes we can remove that from the sentence as we have the note in the book. Now, another part that we studied also in our grammar lesson was about adverb. So we have your adverb what? Adverb clauses. Now, just recall, what did we say about adverb clauses here? You can recall the idea of the clause here, and we use the adverb. What did we do to it? Now, I'm going to give you just a hint here. So we have something that is actually shortened, going down, not too much. Our structure was reducing the clauses. Now, reduce means that we are going to shorten them a bit. What did we study? We had the structure. An adverb clause can be reduced to a participle phrase when the subject of the adverb clause and the subject of the main clause are the same. So instead of just repeating as we studied, we are just going to shorten them. You can see the examples. After we met online, we discovered that we live in the same town. So instead of saying after we met, we can say after meeting online. Also, another example here. I ran into him on the street while I was calling him on my cell phone. So instead of saying I was calling, I can say I ran into him on the street while calling him on the cell phone. So this is just to refresh your memories. I'm sure that you are completely familiar with it. We're going to apply our exercise. Now circle the correct words to complete the sentences. Of course, we have here our structures, the rules that we studied in the grammar. Now the first one is done for you. I was so tired that I stayed home and went to bed early. Now it's your turn. He was so or such a small child that people sometimes thought he was a baby. What can you say? Can you say so a small child or such a small child? So here we can say that, yes, the correct answer is such a small child. Number 2, it was so or such long time that I can't remember it. So we have here, it was, yes, so long time. After that, we have the number 3, she knew so few or so little people that nobody noticed she was missing. So here, what is related to people? What can we say? So few people or so little people? And here the correct answer is, yes, so few people. After that, we have a number 4. He looked so much or so many like a celebrity that people would often ask for his autograph. So we have here, he looked so much, yes, like a celebrity. Moving on, we have number 5. It was so or such a miserable day that I didn't want to leave the house. Do we say so a miserable day or such a miserable day? Correct. We have in number 6, it was so or such a difficult test that many students didn't pass. Do you say it was so a difficult test or such? And here you can see that the hint is if you have an article after the options, you can see that the article is connected to such. Number 7, there was so few or so little food that they could have died. So food is uncountable. What do we say? We can say that we have here, yes, so little food. Number 8, I was so or such tired that I don't even remember getting into bed. Do you say so tired or such tired? So here we have our answer, yes, so tired. Moving on. We also have another exercise. We have here to combine the sentences. So you can see that we have 2 sentences. We are going to combine between them using either so that or such that. Now, for example, Ali is sick. Another sentence, he had to miss school today. So we're going to combine between them, making them just one sentence. Ali is so sick that he had to miss school today. So let's start. We have number 1. Susan's cake got many compliments. She made it again the next day. So we can say that Susan's cake got, we have here, Susan's cake got so many compliments that she made it again the next day. So you have to be careful. You have to know exactly where to put the two words so they can be combined, or they can just combine the sentences into one. After that, we have number 2. We had a good time in the park. We laughed and played games all day. So what can we say? We have here a good time. We have here a good time. We're going to say that we had such a good time in the park that we laughed and played games all day. It is a beautiful day. I'm going for a walk. Now here you can be aware that that is put in a specific place. Now we're going to do the third one, and you will be sure of how you combine the sentences together. It is a beautiful day. I'm going for a walk. So we have here, it's such a beautiful day that I'm going for a walk. Now here we know that we combined, or we joined the two sentences by putting that between them. It is like the attachment. And of course we have here the words are connected to the noun or the adjective that is applied before, either so or such. The test was hard. Most of the students failed it. So let's just make sure again. We have here the test was hard, an adjective. Most of the students failed it. So we are going to connect the sentences. The test was so hard that most of the students failed it. Now we can see that we applied the exercises here exactly the way that we studied in our lesson. Moving on. Number 5, that joke was funny. I couldn't stop laughing. We can say here that that joke was so funny that I couldn't stop laughing. They were good friends. They could read each other's minds. We have here, they were such good friends that they could read each other's minds. Tara is tall. People sometimes think she's the teacher. So we have the adjective. We're going to say that Tara is so tall that people sometimes think that she's the teacher. So the sentences that we have here, it's just a matter of where to connect the sentence together and where to put the correct word before the adjective. Of course, you can see that we did not omit anything from the sentences. You do not replace or change the verbs. So it is a very simple exercise here. Now let's do the last one. We have here number 8. I had a strange day. I just wanted to end. So as we did before, I had such a strange day that I just wanted to end. Now, since we are applying these exercises, I have a third exercise also, just to make sure that everything is good with you. We have here, rewrite the sentences reducing the adverb clauses. So this is actually the second part, which is very easy. So what did we say about reducing? Okay, we are going to reduce using the participle form. After he scored the winning goal, he became famous. Now this is our example. You can see that we have here, after scoring the winning goal, he became very famous. So this is an easy example. We are going to do the exercise together. While we were eating dinner, we talked about our day. So what are you going to do with we were eating? We can say that while eating dinner, we talked about our day. We have number 2, after she was sick for a week, she decided to go to the doctor. Now be careful, we have here, she was sick. How do you turn it into the participle form? We can say that we have here, after being sick for a week, she decided to go to the doctor. Number 3, she didn't know any other children until she went to school. We have here, how do we change it? Now here you can see that there is negative. So we have here, she didn't know any other children until going to school. So she went actually is in the second part. We changed at the end, not like the first sentences. After that, we have number 4. Before he interviewed for the job, he prepared very carefully. we can say that before interviewing for the job, he prepared very carefully. Moving on to the second part. While they were traveling, they took lots of pictures. We have here while traveling. Yes, they took lots of pictures. Now I'm sure you now got a hang of it and you know how to apply the simple structure here. Number 6, I had the craziest dream while I was sleeping last night. So we have here, I had the craziest dream while sleeping last night. Number 7, after he had the accident, he couldn't remember anything. We can say that after having the accident, he couldn't remember anything. Reaching the last exercise that we have here, number 8, until I learned to read, I talked all the time. We can say that until learning to read, I talked all the time. So we have plenty of exercises here just to make sure that everything is on track. So we have reached the last part of our enrichment in Unit 8, which is concerning the form, meaning, and function lesson. We're going to just revise what we have in our lesson here. Now, if you recall that we studied the tense, the past progressive. Now, since the first semester, we studied different types of tenses here. We studied the present simple, we studied the past simple, we studied the present progressive, and we also studied the past progressive, as you can see. Now, we related the past progressive to using either was or were with the verb ing in the sentences. Of course, we studied also when to apply the negative or the question form. We have also the pronouns that are with each helping verb. We have the structure. Now we are going to move on and study the structure with the second part here. Now, what do you remember about the past progressive? When do we use the past progressive? We use the past progressive for what is happening or what happened actually at a specific time in the past, to describe a long action interrupted by another action, to describe a long action interrupted also by another. We have here two repeated or annoying actions, and to describe two actions that were happening at the same time. Now also we studied either using was or were going to, was or were about to. So here there is something very important to know, that we use this structure with the base form. So for example, I was going to study engineering, but my father advised me otherwise. And we have here, they were just about to leave when the phone rang. So when do we use this structure? To refer to actions that were intended but probably didn't happen. Also, another part that we studied is the past perfect tense. Now the past perfect tense, which means that we have had plus the past participle. Now, note that we have here the past perfect. The present perfect means to use either has or have, but we have the past perfect using had, as we studied. Now, this is used to indicate an action that happened before another action in the past. For example, when Ahmed was chosen to present the speech, he had been participating in different events. Last but not least, we have here the past perfect progressive plus the past simple tense. How to combine between these two structures here. Now we can see that we use it when the activity was in progress at the time another activity or event happened in the past. If you recall, we took many examples. One is, my father had been working when we surprised him. Now in the sentence we used both tenses, the past progressive plus the past simple. We are going to apply our rules here, the grammatical rules, in one exercise. So what do we have here? To complete the sentence with the correct form of the verb in the parenthesis, use the past progressive, the past simple, the past perfect, or the past perfect progressive tense. So here, this exercise joins all the structures that we studied together. We are going to read the complete sentence. We are going to see what is the verb between the brackets, and then we are going to apply the correct answer, inshallah. So we have here the tourists blank eat their lunch when a thief blank steal their camera. So just imagine the situation. We have here the tourists eat when a thief steal their camera. We can say here the tourists were eating. This is the progressive. When a thief stole their camera. So one action happened in the middle of the other. We have number 2, they blank work hard all morning when he blank decided to take a break. So just imagine also the situation. We have a group, they work hard all morning when he, one person, decide to take a break. What can we apply here? Imagining the situation we have here, they had been working. They had been working all morning when he decided to take a break. We have number 3, the 2 men were sitting on a bench when a boy. So here I helped you with one actually. We have here, just complete it. We have here, when the 2 men were sitting on a bench when a boy asked them the time. So here we can say, asked him. Moving on to the second part of our exercise, we have number 4, Fatima blank talk on the phone while her mother blank cook lunch. So also we are going to just imagine that Fatima, what was she doing? She was talking on the phone while her mother, now we have here the word while. So just imagine again the situation. We have here while her mother was cooking lunch. So 2 were happening at the same time. We have after that number 5, the boy blank eat an ice cream cone while his sister blank make a sandwich. So we have here the boy was eating, yes. Also we have here while, which makes the other part while his sister was making a sandwich. We have the last part. She blank called him on the phone all morning, but no one blank. Now here you can see that there is no verb to help us. So maybe there are many or more than just one option here. So we're going to say that she called him on the phone. She had been calling on the phone. Why did I put had been calling? Because actually we have here all morning. So this is something that was happening all the time, all morning. We can say, but no one had answered. Or you can say, but no one was answering. And also if you say, but no one answered, it is also correct. So we have here 3 options that you can apply within the sentence here. You can see that all of these sentences I answered with you the exercise based on the complete meaning of the sentence. We have reached the end of our enrichment here. So what did we do? We studied first of all, or we just revised such, that, and so that. We also revised so many, so few with that. We also had in our grammar lesson so much, so little, that. Then we moved on to the form, meaning, and function lesson, where we revised the past progressive. We also passed by was or were going to, was and were about to. Moving on to the past perfect tense, and at the very end we revised the past progressive plus the past simple tense. We have completed, alhamdulillah, our enrichment. I hope for you the best, and be ready and prepared for more interesting lessons, inshallah, in the 3rd semester.